Okay, I'm tired, but I'm good tired. It is Saturday night. We ran all day at AMP in the Champ Car race with the Flying Moose. We finished second in the EC class and ninth overall of 40 cars in a very tough field. These guys were quick, and it was just us four buddies. The new guy from Montgomery, Sam Collier, was terrific, driving with good old Dr. Jack, Frank Russinetti. Now we're working on the car to see about running tomorrow. But here's the good news. You know, we were fighting all those brake problems yesterday. I don't know, it's maddening. It gives me so much appreciation for people that can get a car to go out there and race for 8 hours and work. It's not easy, but it's a fun challenge. It's good for the brain because you gotta think about what's wrong and why and how are we gonna fix it. The brake pedal got really low. We've been chasing this long brake pedal and kind of a knockback feeling, which is where you race for a while and your brakes feel good and then the pedal goes real low all of a sudden.
Okay, no front brakes on that one. Bringing it in. Something crazy is up with this braking system. It might be that same problem we've had. It's still there. All I had was rear brakes.
Scares the living daylights out of you and you darn near wreck. We would have the rear tires working and kind of locking up, but the front brakes wouldn't work. And it was getting worse. And we tried everything we could think of. We had new calipers, new rotors, new pads, new master cylinder. We tried a different kind of master cylinder. We tried swapping the check valve for the vacuum booster with Sam's Nissan pickup truck because they look like the exact same piece. Then the vacuum booster went crazy and started over boosting. I would just touch it and it would jam the brakes on hard. So, well, good news is with the latest new master, the brakes are working.
Not bad. Well, you know, this car has, the brakes have been pulling for a while, and that may be that caliper play. Actually kind of feels okay at the moment.
With this power booster check valve thing, now they're working too hard. Why? Where is this coming from? What have I done to deserve this? Tell you what I've done. I've decided to go race cars in 8-hour races. It's a huge challenge to keep these old cars running for that long. And I love this Volvo, and Sam and Frank have done so much work to make it a better car, and it just keeps getting better. So it came down, got late at night, we're all tired, the race is in the morning, it's midnight, we gotta go to bed, start over in the morning. We get to the track, 7:30 a.m. Sam does a super quick master cylinder change because I remembered I had another one of the original style that was in the car, in the garage somewhere.
All right, we're back at my house. I got another Volvo 740, my black brick. This is a turbo 16 valve wagon I bragged about before. We're hoping that maybe some of the parts off of this can be used to fix the Flying Moose. We're gonna cannibalize it and maybe get the car together. This brakes are just driving us crazy right now and we don't want to miss the race tomorrow.
And he throws that on there. We're thrashing around. We got help from my good friend Dustin Rapp and his daughter Erica. And we're getting this thing together right before the race. Got it all set. We got the new Yokohamas on it from Tire Rack. We put it out on pit lane and I'm driving it out on the pit lane and the pedal is squishy. It's a little better, but it's squishy. I mean, it stops the car. I thought, okay, it's stopping the car. But the pit lane at AMP, Atlanta Motorsports Park, is a little bit downhill. And the car wants to roll, so I got to hold the brake. Well, as I hold the brake, the pedal starts going down. And I thought, that's not good. And it didn't feel good at all. But Sam has worked so hard. figured, okay, Sam, and he's pretty sharp mechanically too. Said, okay, Sam, if you're up for it, start the car, see if you feel safe in it, if you'll be all right. We got lucky on the draw. That's how they do it in Champ Car. They do a draw from the pit boxes. Well, we started like in 8th place, which is good because when you string out 40 cars on the racetrack, it's a long way. It's over a mile of cars. He starts the race, and I look at the team, and I go, well, Sam's just going to try to see what's going on, and if it's not safe, if he doesn't feel comfortable out there, we're going to bring it back in, and we'll do more work on the car. Well, so Sam goes out, and he doesn't come back in on the pace lap, and that's a good sign. Another couple of pace laps, he's not coming back in. Race goes green, he's driving around there. I can see him being careful, but he's not losing positions. In fact, Sam starts gaining positions. And I call him, I said, are you having to pump the brake up all the time? Click, click. No. No? Well, he figured out he could drive it. The pedal was long and squishy, and when it engaged with superpowers, like too much vacuum boost. Probably related to the check valve we were messing with, I don't know. It worked. Sam did great. He ran as high as 3rd overall on Race Hero. I was thrilled to see the car run, and it ran and ran and ran. He got a good solid 2 hours in, which is as long as you're allowed to race in Champ Car. That's a long stint too, by the way. Switched out, Frank got in. Frank ran strong, he ran good, and Frank has put so much work into this car, and we've had nothing but tough times at the races until now. Frank gets a good session in. The fuel pump got funky. We started losing fuel pressure, and the air-fuel ratio started going up. With a turbo, that's a bad thing. And I'd been beating on him, Frank, you watch that AFR, and it starts going up. You pit. Frank puts in a whole stint. 2 hours. Fantastic. Comes in, hands it over to Dr. Jack. Jack goes out, we get him all buckled in. Dr. Jack is a guy whose speed is directly related to his cool suit. If the cool suit doesn't work, Jack doesn't work. He runs good, but the fuel pressure starts to go, but he can switch the pumps. Sam had set up our dual pumps to be just redundant, like the space shuttle, where you have 2 separate systems. Well, thank goodness, because when one started going down, we could switch to the other one. And the fuel pressure came right back. We did this the whole race. Then I get in, and during my stint, and we're up there. We're in the top 10 the whole time. For the Flying Moose, this is a dream come true for our team. When I'm in the car, clutch stops working. The pedal gets funky. And I know how to handle this situation. 1 gear, people, right? At Charlotte, it was 4th. Where else were we? Daytona, it was 4th. At Atlanta Motorsport Park, it was 3rd. We could do the whole track in 3rd gear, just lift off on the straight and do good laps. I never got past. There was one good E30 that was catching me when I tried 4th for a while. I went back to 3rd, Horizon that guy. Well, okay, I held him off. It was great, great fun. Right at the end, we put Sam back in because we had the oil pressure light coming on. I mean, this is endurance racing. You never know. We've got a lot of miles on this Moose engine. It was rebuilt by my good friend Greg Cochran in Snellville, Georgia. It's starting to get some time on it. It's starting to use a little bit of oil. And we find that after 6, 7 hours of racing, it needs a quart of oil or more. And so we pitted to put oil in it. Sam got out there, 3rd gear only. He started it in 1st, shifted it to 3rd carefully, and left it there all the way to the finish. So for the Flying Moose and our team, Jack, Sam, Frank, and me driving, Dustin and his daughter Erica crewing for us. Thanks for the veggie burger, Erica, by the way. It was really the best race we ever had. Good, clean run. Extra pit stop for dealing with the fuel pressure and for dealing with the cool suit. Stuff happens. We worked through the clutch going away so we could just keep it in 3rd. We are now working on the Moose, trying to decide if we can run tomorrow. We had these, well, I've got friends at the Tire Rack, they do the Tire Rack hot lap. So we went to them for advice on what to buy. And the hot ticket right now is a brand new 200 tread wear tire, which is required in Champ Car, 200 tread wear. It's a Yokohama A052. The tires were sticky and fast, but they wore. We could only get about 6 hours out of a tire, and this car handles well. It's not hard on tires. We wore out all 6 of them today. All we have left is one still good Yokohama, and we have the Toyos that we ran 2 other races on in the Mustang and the Moose and more. All we got is the Toyos. We're gonna have to decide on what we're doing tomorrow. That's what we're working on now. But we're all elated because today, Saturday, at Atlanta Motorsports Park, we had the best race the Flying Moose has ever had. 8 hours, never a big problem, not a spin, not a crash, not a major breakdown. And we finished 9th overall out of 40 fast cars. Bravo team and bravo Flying Moose.